always wear the same color.
I swear by the moon and the stars and the sky, I'll be there. And I swear, like a shadow that's by your side, I'll be there. Unfortunately, it's no longer there, it's dead. Hello, everybody. This is Richard, your dating strategist. Welcome to the Astound Yourself dating show. And with me tonight, as always, is my illustrious co hostess. What is your name, illustrious co hostess?
My name is Elaine Saunders.
Her name is Elaine Swanders. That's right. And,
Saunders.
and tonight, we have another great show for you. It's a hot topic. It is about something that used to be all the rage, used to be à la mode, as we say in French, but is now dying, dead on life support, an endangered species. Yes, we are talking about chivalry.
Where's it going?
Chivalry is a topic of the day. Is it dead? Is it on life support? Do you practice it? Do you demand it? Do you deserve it? We are going to talk chivalry tonight, and we have an article to aid us in that process. Elaine, tell everybody about this article. And let's say hello to Tammy before you do that. Hello, Tammy Lambert. What's
Tammy.
up? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us as always.
Love you, Tammy. Thanks for joining us. You're the first one here today.
Wonderful article, Elaine. Wonderful. You can tell I already have.
Look at those eyes.
You can tell I already have an opinion.
Well, you're the one who found the article. You should really, didn't you? Well,
I'll tell everybody about it. So this is an article I dug up today. Actually, I didn't dig it up. Somebody shared this article with me.
Oh, somebody
I'm not sure
did.
if I should
Okay.
share her name or not because she probably likes the article, and we'll see how I feel about it. But I'll give a first name. Shout out to Beth for sharing the article with me. Now, this is three types of women who appreciate chivalry and how to make them fall in love with you. How to
That's
make them fall in love with you. This was written 6 years ago in July 2015.
a little
So
outdated,
we
no?
are going to go through this. Now, if you're a proponent of chivalry, if you, as a guy, you practice it and you think it works, we want to hear from you. If you think it's bogus, we want to hear from you too. And ladies, we do want to hear what you think also, even though it might be wrong. Just kidding. Just kidding.
How do you make somebody fall in love with you?
um, well, I don't know. We got to ask Heather how I did it because I don't know.
How'd you
Maybe
do it? How do
we
you
got
do
to
it,
ask.
Heather?
We got to ask Heather for the
I
blueprint on
want,
how
I
I
want
did
all
it.
the details.
You know. But we are going to talk tonight and see how. Hi, David. Thank you for joining us. We are going to see if this article is full of goodies or full of nothing. So, in fact, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here. Da, 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 da. Oh, I know I'm trying to click on it, but that's not happening here. I need to go somewhere else and click on it because I want to read this article myself as we go along, and it's opening right now in my computer.
Can you scroll it on the screen for people a little bit? Is there a way to do that?
I just want to just show
Okay,
the
so there you
title.
go.
I don't
Oh,
have
there you
access
go.
to
There
the
you go.
article itself,
Look at that
but no,
picture. They have
I've got it
the
here.
back of their heads is so nice, and their tushies.
Beautiful backs of heads. That's right. I don't know what. I guess
Nice
this is
view.
Australia. It looks like it's Australia. I think I see the Sydney, whatever that
Don't
thing
you
is
want to
called,
just
the
push
Sydney
them,
Amphitheater.
in the water?
No, no, they look okay there. They seem like nice people, and she trusts him. Look, she's leaving. She leaves. He or he that when it. It's nice.
I know.
Let's go into the article here. I'm gonna parts of it. First, he talks about should we open the car door or not, pull chairs or not. Guys, it just seems like every woman who complains. Oh, what just happened here? My an ad just popped up in front of my screen.
Is it on yours? I don't know.
We have ads, don't we? Just make everything more. It's on my screen. So, should you guys? Does everything seem like for every woman who complains that you're not being a gentleman? There's another one equally insulting by your chivalrous gestures. I know women seem confusing. That's her first lie. I know women are confusing.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
it should read. But to find out, you confused about whether women are confusing, Elaine?
So I don't date
I
women.
can see your face, but I don't know what you. I'm reading the article. I'm reading the article, but I can't see your face.
So no,
Well, let
well,
me let me read a little more.
the first, I mean, it described three different types of women, and the first woman it gets into describing is the princess, who is, she expects to be treated well by a man. She expects to
Mhm.
be courted well. She expects the door to open. She expects him to walk ahead of her to make sure that, he's going to clear away all obstacles out of her path and just make things safe for her. Treat her like a lady.
Put a jacket over the puddle.
Well, that's extreme. I've never seen anybody. I've never had anybody throw his jacket. You know, I've had somebody like help me avoid the puddle or kind of you know, help me not walk into the puddle, but never like literally throw his clothes off on the ground for me to, step on to the
Well,
puddle.
it's a figure of speech. It's a figure of speech.
Right.
But to continue reading some of the articles. So yes, there's the princess, and where is my article here? Yeah, the princess is the woman who expects chivalry. To you, she seemed like an entitled, spoiled brat sometimes. I love how they kind of like couch this and try to make it sound like something that is good. She seems entitled and like a spoiled brat. Well, what would make somebody seem like an entitled, spoiled brat when they're not? And I mean consistently. Once in a while is one thing, but if they consistently seem like that, but they're not, how do you reconcile that? The article doesn't go into that. They just make it seem like, oh, somebody might seem like an entitled, spoiled brat, but push on, press on, carry on. So she grew up a daddy's little girl, believing in Prince Charming. So because she grew up believing in Prince Charming, and she expects that, I guess this is what she's supposed to get because she believes in it. And she dreams of a man who'll treat her like a valued lady. So listen to these words: believing, dreams, entitled, spoiled brat. Guys, don't you want to marry this woman already? Sign me up. Her
Well,
parents praise her. Let me finish the article, and I want to hear you from you, Elaine. Her
sure.
parents praised her to measure a man by the way he treats her. Okay. So the kinder and more chivalrous you are, the more appealing you seem to her. Bogus. Elaine, Carrie, go ahead, take it over. What is
So,
your thought?
well, who doesn't want to be treated well? I mean, the opposite side of the spectrum is a girl who grows up in an abusive household and grows up thinking that it's okay to be treated like poop. So I mean, why should a woman not believe that she should be valued? Isn't that what everybody should believe? Everybody should believe that it's correct to be treated correctly, well, to be treated well. I'm not saying to be overly spoiled and fawned over, like, I mean, idolized. I mean, I want to be cherished, but I don't want to be idolized.
Hmm.
But I want to be treated well.
So well, let's go back. The article says her parents raised her to measure a man by the way he treats her. So and she believes what is she believes what again? The more oh and she believes in Prince Charming. So just because she believes in Prince Charming or her parents said this to her, does that mean she automatically qualifies for it? There's no
Well,
mention of that here.
right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, is she equally is she equally as valuable? I mean, if she's
Yes.
a
Right.
bitchy, cocky, arrogant, pitiful person who just whines like, I want you to, has a bad attitude, if she's not very charming herself, then, what man is going to want to treat her well? It's, he wants to be cherished also, or admired and respected. I think that's the word,
Yes. Yes.
or the words, I should say. You know,
Admired and
he's
respected. Guys, if you like to be admired and respected, put a one in the comments. If that's your thing, if you like to be admired and respected, let us hear from you. So that's trait number one. Let's see if there's anything else about trait number one. The princess, by the way, this is the first kind of woman that this author is telling men to be on the lookout for and be ready to serve. Is the princess.
right.
Let's
And
see.
I
Show the
remember,
kinder. Go ahead.
I mean, when you were dating as a man, I'm sure you met different types of women, and there was women, some women had expectations, and many of them felt that they were just entitled to a certain way of being treated without any reciprocity whatsoever. Would you agree?
Without any reciprocity. And that's so far. Oh, look, Kevin's in the house, by the way. Hello, Kevin. Kevin was on the show many, many months ago. Good to see you in the audience there, Kevin. Welcome,
Need
welcome.
to bring him
I
back.
believe, did you hear that, Kevin? We need to bring you back. And I
Come on
believe
back.
David said hello already earlier. And
He said, of course we do. And I guess that's about respect and then being admired.
yes, the number one. When I asked to put the number one on there, so David put, of course we do. Let's go back to our article.
So getting back to a woman who feels entitled to all the goodies from a guy, but doesn't really feel she needs to do anything to get it.
Right. And I think the word princess is very accurate for this description. I applaud the author for choosing that title very, very accurately. So, if we skip a couple paragraphs, it says, if you wish to pursue a true relationship with the princess, the one thing you want to withhold is excessive compliments about her appearance. And that I give the author an A plus, 10 out of 10, 100% on. With you really definitely, the more beautiful a woman is, the more careful you have to be with compliments. Why? It's explained here. I'll read it. This part here, this paragraph is brilliant. She expects it because it's the pickup line every lame guy she's ever known defaults to, and that's true, gentlemen. And if you go on and on about her overwhelming hotness, you'll come off as just another admirer. And what do people do with admirers? They send them to the audience. You don't, if you're just the admirer, you don't get to hang out with the star and rub shoulders with everybody else. If you're in the audience, you got to pay your admission to see her from far away. So that part here, absolutely brilliant. What do you think, Elaine?
Um, well, yeah, nobody likes to be appreciated just for their looks. It's got to go deeper than that. So, someone who's a good-looking person, I don't know, I don't want to say, but yeah,
It's
if
your show. You
somebody's,
can
yeah,
say.
I don't want to sound arrogant, but if somebody's just saying, "Oh, you look good, you look great," or whatever, you look attractive, well, you don't want to be judged on what you look like, because what you look like is just skin deep. It's just, anybody could look good with a little bit of makeup and a little bit of hairstyling and a little, like, the right outfit, but you know, people, not everybody's born with great looks or great teeth or great pretty eyes, or it's about integrity, it's about character, it's about
It's about
being
the
able
stuff you
to.
had to work on versus the stuff you were just given. I think is what you're
Exactly. What do you
so.
represent? What do you what drives you? What do you care about?
So to
Where
translate
do you put
this,
your energy? What do you put your energy into?
guys, in the unlikely event you end up with an Instagram model, don't give her compliments about her good looks. Don't. Find out. That's it. Don't. And that the article nails that piece. Let's go to our next point here. I think we'll leave the princess alone from here and just go on to, oh, my favorite.
Yes, I know. This is the woman you like the most. Your
I've
favorite.
never loved an F word the way I love this F word right here.
Your
So
favorite.
the second type of woman that our author says, yeah, this is the second type of woman to it's not look out for, but three types of women that appreciate chivalry is the feminist. The
Do
feminist,
they?
you know the
Do they
feminist,
really
right? The
appreciate
one
it,
who
or do they
believes that
resent it?
no, this says this article is about the three types of women who appreciate it, right? That
Appreciate
was
it.
the
Okay.
title. The title: Three Types of Women Who Appreciate Chivalry and How to Make Them Fall in Love with You. So, the first one we got to was the princess. I don't think it gave any secrets for how to make her fall in love. It did say not to give her
No,
compliments, which
yeah,
will
not to
actually
fawn
go a long
over.
way.
Don't fawn on over her pretty good looks. So
Now, the feminist. The feminist is the second type of woman who loves chivalry. But let's read on and see. This is the woman who is put off by chivalry, or so it seems, it says. Many men find her intimidating, defensive, chip on her shoulder, bra burning, Gloria Steinem follower. Um, well, let's analyze these words. Many men find her intimidating. Nah, that's not the word. I find this word intimidating is a convenient word to use to kind of dismiss guys who were not interested anyway and got turned off by something else. It's not intimidating. It's just the energy is off. The energy can be off-putting. It can be what's the word? What's the opposite of intriguing or enticing? Whatever the opposite is,
not attracted to.
it
They're
can
just
be very
not.
attractive.
Yeah, they're
Whatever this the energy is. So somebody who is all about I don't need you. So the battle cry of the feminists are describing here is the I don't need a man, I just want one. Well, guess what, ladies? If you want to have a man in your life, that guy has to feel needed. You
and
can't go around saying I don't need a man and think just one is going to happen. By the way, when was the last time you actually got something, anything, just because you wanted it? Think about it. Anything you've ever acquired, whether it was a degree, this 15th pair of shoes on Amazon, whatever did you treat yourself to, is because you registered it as something you needed, not because not because you just wanted it. So when you say I don't need a man, first of all, that actually communicates the wrong thing to the universe if we're going to talk about law of attraction. You're saying no thank you, give that put that aside. But the other thing is a man has to know that he is needed, that there's a unique place of contribution for him in your life. So when you say I don't need a man, I just want one, nah, that's going to leave you the same way you are, single. And so let's continue here. Oh, let me give you a chance to say anything if you have anything to add there before we continue reading up.
I don't know. I think it's like for men, I would think it's a total turn off to hear that. It's like repelling to hear that because on the opposite side of the fence as a woman, when I hear a man say, "Oh, I'll never do that again," or "I'll never," when they talk about either not necessarily marriage, but it sounds like a relationship commitment, or it's like they'll never do that again, like give their heart to somebody. Um, if they're of that mindset, it's just that's a turnoff. It's just somebody who's closed off. So women who say I don't need a man, they're closed off to that that chivalry. That's what chivalry is. It's being a helper, a helpmate. Accepting some assistance from a man who wants to better your life or take the load off a little.
Yeah, and think of it this way. Maybe this will communicate to ladies. When you say I don't need a man, it's the same as when a guy says, "Oh, I can't function without a woman."
Yeah.
Think about a guy who said, I need a woman. I cannot function without a woman in my life." Is that attractive to you, ladies? We look for different things. So you ladies are attracted to somebody who's self-sufficient. and who brings something in addition to that. Men are attracted to somebody who, yes, who can take care of themselves, but actually does have a place for a guy to make a unique contribution. When you say so, we don't want the same things, regardless of what. There are many forces who want you to believe we're looking for the exact same stuff. We're not. We're not, and that's what makes the pairing beautiful. Is that we're looking for different things that we can fit into each other and provide for each other. So I hope that comparison kind of helps. When you say I don't need a man, it's like a guy saying I can't live without a woman. I gotta have one. It's just as repulsive.
It's all
So let's
crazy.
continue. Let's see here. But the modern feminist is actually just a woman who's worked hard for everything she's ever had and simply wants the credit and respect she deserves for the effort. I don't think there's anything wrong with want to have credit for your efforts. Whether she was raised in the heyday of women's libs or part of the millennial generation who believes in gender equality by default, she's likely vowed to never depend on a man. And right here, is this mine or yours? What's that blue
I
doing?
don't know. Um, sorry, Karen. Someone's calling me.
Ah, somebody's calling you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this happens too on live. This is what happens when you're on live. You get to be part of
My
our
cousin.
lives. So you get to hear things like the little Facebook chime ringing
I'm
in.
gonna write to her. I'm gonna say, "Aren't you watching my live show? Are you watching my live show?"
Now let's continue on. She can stand on her own 2 feet. That's a good thing. Yeah. Well, she has 2 feet. We want her to stand on both of them, not just one. That takes out balance. She only interprets acts of chivalry as negative and condescending when those gestures are served up in a way that implies she's helpless. Do you hear how much interpretation is needed here? Like this guy had to be a professional tea leaf reader to know whether him offering, making a gesture of kindness, a lending hand, is going to be interpreted as condescending. Because who's got the control about the interpretation? It's all over there with her. So it doesn't matter what his intentions are. She could interpret it however she wants because for a number of reasons. Because she already felt talked down to that day, or she woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or she's moody, or she her cat had a fight with her this morning. I don't know. It could be a number of things. And they're saying, oh, she says it's condescending. You out of gas, Chuck. Well, who's gonna take a chance with that? And so there's no real guidance here. It's like, it could be this, but maybe not. It could be that, but maybe this. Try it, but it depends on how she feels. Am I missing something here, Elaine?
Yes.
What am I missing? What
No,
am I missing?
just ask Heather. She'll tell you.
Oh, you're sending me back to Heather. Okay, I see what's happening here. So, and then she considers herself equal in
I'm
dreams
giving
of
you a
a
hard
man
time.
who can say of her. She actually will thank you for holding the door for her, but not because she appreciates chivalry, but because she thinks it's the right thing to do as a civilized human being. This is so complicated. Oh, how about she just says thank you? We don't care why she says thank you. She said thank you for the gesture. Fine. The woman is not out to get you or trying to emasculate you. It's just best to let her ask for help. Let her ask for help. So don't offer anything, even if you see her struggling to change the tire or do whatever the heck. I just picked change tire because I actually had an experience like that. I'll tell you in a second. But like, let her ask for help first. Do
Really?
you understand what that means? Let her ask for help first. That's like telling Superman, no, 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 no. Let me get to almost drowning and then help me.
No, 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 no.
We have a superhero complex, ladies.
Wow, really?
We do. And the way that we say women are like, oh, guys never share their feelings. You're not listening in guy language. The way that guys show their feelings is by doing things for you, coming to the rescue, offering to help, doing things that they see needing to be done. But you
Oh,
want
I
to,
know that. Yeah.
but yeah, but so this article is saying, well, she's gonna tell you. So now you're just like waiting for her command. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you want, ma'am. Okay, I'll stop whatever I'm doing now. Okay, great. No, how about maybe there's some give and take here. When he sees something that he wants to help with, let him help with it, even if you know how to do it.
It's true.
We were talking about Heather. Heather is brilliant at this. One time, you know what she did? By the way, Heather is 5'10". She she can reach her ceiling without a problem with like a little step tool, right? Here's what she did. I came in with her apartment one day and she had a blown light bulb. She waited 3 days for me to come to her house to go like this because I'm a little taller and just switch the light bulb out. And then she got on her tippy toes to give me a kiss.
Aw,
I felt like I had just saved the day
you
because I
did.
changed a stupid light bulb.
It's true.
She
You
was
did.
smart enough to know I'll just wait for Richard to come here and change it. Could she fix the light? Of course she can change a light bulb.
Absolutely.
That's how little it takes, ladies, to have a guy feel like he's making a unique contribution. You know, you don't have to wait for your old marching orders and like, oh no, don't do it now. I'll tell you when I need help. Stand by. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
Comes
here's
and
a good.
grabs your suitcase. Say thank you, babe.
So here,
Even if you're the Olympic athlete and he has to struggle to carry the suitcase, let him do it.
here's a good one. Here's Tammy saying she feels a little weird waiting for a man to open a car door for me. What do you say to Tammy, who feels a little weird about waiting for a man to open a car door?
I'd like to hear more about what makes it feel weird for you, Tammy. Is it that you've done it before and guys don't respond? I promise you, if you do this, if you set it up where the guy opens the door and you make a big deal of it when he does, he's gonna keep wanting to do it. So,
So
so let's say you walk into the car and you say to him, "You know something I really like is when a man opens the door for me. I know I can't do it, but it really feels nice when someone else do it. Will you open the door?" And when he opens the door and you get it, you say thank you. You unlock the door for him from the inside of the car, and then you give him a big smile. And every time he does something that you like, you give him a big smile. It's called positive reinforcement. This is something that once upon a time women were brilliant at. It's becoming more and more of a lost art. So positive reinforcement wins the day, Tammy.
and
Yes, and you can do it yourself. That's the whole point. It's not about just him doing things that you can't do. It's about the fact that when he does something that you could have done yourself, that you show appreciation. And fine, you don't have to sit there and make a big to do of it. If he doesn't open the door, fine. But when he does open it, make sure that he knows that's something that means something to you, that you appreciate it. Like, oh my gosh, you're the first guy who's done this for me in 20 years. Are you a time traveler? Are you visiting from the medieval ages? Where's your sword? Let's go to our last one. And, well, let's see. So, well, let's take a pause and read some of these comments, make sure we are caught up. I see Carla, of course, at the beginning of the show said, hello, lovely host. Hello to you, Carla. We said hello to David and Tammy already. And of course, Kevin. We said hello to Kevin earlier. Kevin at some point said turn off, but I don't know what that was about, Kevin. We forget what that was. Blank screen, we need permission. I don't know what permission we're talking about here, Dorian. Did we say anything about permission, Elaine? I don't think so.
mm, I don't know.
Now, we don't want the same things, but it works great when we want what we each other has to offer. Very good point, David. Listen, this is excellent. We don't want the same things, but it works great when we want what the other person has to offer. Yes. That is excellent. That is what's called, um, there's a word for that, polarity. Polarity. It's like when you put two magnets together, if you put the positive poles facing each other, they kind of push away. You put the positive and negative pole facing each other, they attract and they latch onto each other. What else? Well, we have Tammy here. Tammy says, women can hold doors open for men also. She's done it plenty of times. Well, I guess that makes you a gentleman, Tammy. Well done. Tammy is practicing chivalry.
Makes sense.
And let's see, David also says all the chivalry stuff should be natural actions. It shouldn't be considered special. Well, there was a time when that was natural, David, but that time has long gone. And now we're talking about it like it's a whole new thing, like it's innovation to be chivalrous. Because in some ways it is. We're going full circle. And Karen says she really appreciates when men do polite things and kind things for her. That's wonderful, Karen. And I wonder, well, how do you do polite things in return? And just something to think about. I find that oftentimes women definitely say they appreciate when men do polite things, but they are in the receiving end. Guess what? Guys are willing to be surprised by something unexpectedly polite that you do also. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Let's continue with our last point in the article here. And if you have just joined us, we're talking about chivalry. We have an article on chivalry that we're dissecting. We're going to go to the last point now. Last point, oh, this is the third type of woman. First type of woman, of course, was the princess. Second type of woman was the feminist. And the third type of woman, like who would not want to date this woman right here? This is labeled the mixed messages woman. Elaine, you take this one. Don't you want your clients as a matchmaker to go out with the mixed messages woman?
Well, a mixed messages woman, it depends on what context, mixed messages woman, I hear complaints about mixed messages all the time. So, but in this article, it sounded more of a flexible woman, I guess, right? Is that how you interpreted it in this article?
I don't like the term mixed messages because that's got so many negative connotations. But let
Exactly.
me read on so that we can see where you see the flexible. So let's take a look. This is the woman who falls somewhere between princess and feminist,
Right.
and such. They confuse you the most because their preferences vary. So
Right.
because
So it
guys
seems,
love women who confuse them.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say I would want my clients to go out with a mixed message woman. It seems like they would just, it sounds like they're conforming based on however the wind blows that particular day, which is probably not good for the man. He probably would prefer consistency in her actions so he knows how to deal with her.
I think he'd be better off getting a sailboat.
Exactly, exactly. So
He'd
I
work
mean,
less
I
hard
think
getting a
a man should
sailboat,
just be true to himself and try not to play Gumby or not have
right?
to become Gumby for a woman. And women should do the same. I mean, it's all this guessing. It's a lot of game playing. It sounds like, But when it comes to chivalry, in today's day and age, it just sounds like, I know for myself, I'm a mom. I didn't really teach my son. We're not teaching our kids what it is to be chivalrous. I mean, I didn't go through a litany of things. My son, his dad was out of the picture by the time he was 3.
Yeah.
He had a stepdad who, was unfortunately not in the picture before he became of age to date, because he unfortunately was sick, and that's a different story. So, these kids aren't getting it. Their parents are divorcing before they're of age to date. They're just not getting it from their parents. Whereas 2 generations or a generation or 2 ago, their parents would school them on how to treat their girlfriends and how to date. So, it's a mess out there. So, we have to adjust. The culture's adjusting accordingly, and it's not adjusting well. When you see the statistics, people are lonely and alone, and not coping well as a result. So if you had to pick a woman, hopefully the women will treat the men nicely too. It's a matter of just treating people nicely and courteously, with kindness and courtesy, but bending over backwards to do ridiculous things, like Tammy feels weird when a guy runs over to open the car door. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but is it really necessary? Maybe it's nice to open the door for her, and maybe if it's a low vehicle to the ground, it's hard to get up and out from a vehicle that's low to the ground, or if it's high up, make sure she's safe getting out. That makes sense. It's common sense to just keep your woman safe,
Yeah,
protect.
just say thank you. It's not. It's the kind of thing like you can say
Exactly.
thank you, even though it's something you could have done by yourself. You can take. It takes less than a second to just look at somebody, smile, and say thank you, even
Exactly.
though you could have done it by yourself. You'll get plenty of chances to do it by yourself when they're gone. They're not here 24/7. They're here for a few minutes for one date, maybe more later.
Hmm.
So they did it a
And I
few times. You say thank you, and you just go back to practicing doing things by yourself afterwards.
Well, the thing is that on the flip side, what I don't understand is I've gotten feedback from women who literally resent men for treating them nice like that. Well, I don't know why he opened the door for me, like mad that they
And then they
feel.
say, and then they say, "Where are all the good men?"
Okay, who wrote that? Okay, oh, I like this one. I
What,
always say
Claudia?
thank you, but don't mean it. I like doing things for myself. That's an interesting comment. So don't say, you say thank
Yes,
you, but don't mean it because you like doing things for yourself. Okay,
it's okay, Patty. It's okay to like doing things for yourself. It goes back to the
but it's
24
nice
hours
to
we have
say
in a
thank
day.
you. At least you're being polite.
Yeah, I think it's great to say thank you. There's 24 hours in a day. You're saying you like to do things for yourself. Let's say the date lasts 2 hours. Fine, there's 22 hours more in the day when you can do things for yourself. 168 hours in a week. Let's say you go out on 2 dates that week, and four guys, and not four guys, that's 4 hours. 2 dates, 4 hours. And during those 4 hours, there was a couple of moments, really microseconds, where somebody did something you could have done and you did it for yourself, and that you could have done, and they did it for you. You say thank you, and then fine, you go back to just being independent. That's cool. But are we gonna hang on to this independence to the detriment of finding a relationship or finding a companion, if that's what you're looking for? If you are completely not interested in having any companionship, any relationship at all, fine, disregard what we're saying. But
Yeah, that's like, yeah,
it's a
it's
little
like people
give
who
and
date
take.
and then say they don't want a relationship. That's kind of like, all right, what are you doing?
So so let's go. Oh, so let's see. David himself. David has a comment too. Let's see what David says. I'm chivalrous because it's my nature, but it appears as though it is unappreciated. Sorry, but I have to be who I am. Yeah. So, and David, when it's unappreciated, then, and if that's something that's important for you to do, then to continue looking to find somebody else who is going to see that as an asset, not as an insult.
Right. Keep looking for somebody who does appreciate you. Next.
That would be like
You will. Somebody will appreciate you, David. You're a nice guy.
somebody says happy birthday to you and it's not your birthday. Do you get offended? Oh, today's not my birthday, but thank you. That was a nice thought. Do we have, does that have to become a point of contention? I don't think it does. And so let's read here. We're almost done with the article. Let me go to so which are the mixed messages woman. Um, Now, these women love or like being treated like a woman, but are often afraid of appearing needy or selfish if they allow themselves to rely on a man's chivalry too much. I'm not sure what that means to allow themselves to rely on his chivalry too much. If it's his chivalry and he's doing it, how is it that you're relying on it too much? We're
Well,
talking about chivalry here. I don't think we're talking about necessarily financial generosity, which is a different thing. Chivalry has been kind of reduced down to a couple of actions like holding the door open and letting her go first, opening the car door. And that's not all it is, but it's been reduced to those couple of things. So if it's those few things, how could that be too much if he's gladly doing it? And you're saying, thank you. I don't know how that could be. I could that possibly be too much, but they're saying she might find it to be too much, and the concept of a knight in shining armor is not unappealing. But now, whenever they say "but," you know that
but
that's a conflict of the thing that they just said. So it's not unappealing, but it's better than to expect a knight in shining armor.
right.
So kind of like what be open to the knight in shining armor, but not quite. They are smart enough to know their own worth. Now I don't know what having your worth has to do with somebody being genuinely
Chivalrous.
kind just because. That's just the person being kind. So and are polite enough not to impose it on you because they recognize your worth as well. This is just a bunch of babble to me. I don't get what this is trying to communicate. My worth, her worth. Are we do we like to have to step on a scale to make sure we have the same worth? how does this how does this happen? How does this get determined?
Don't know.
So I think in the whole description of it, I'm getting mixed messages in the description of the mixed message woman. Should I continue reading? Elaine, or do you have any comments right here? Are you talking?
Okay. So immediately, Kevin did an LOL. That's a good comment. So I don't know. We got our time. We're going over time here, so
We
we want
are
to
going
give
over time,
everybody's
but
time.
so
Yeah.
the last piece here is
So
with this particular woman, you need a gradual approach. In other words, you got to tippy toe like you're walking on broken glass. Start with the basics. Pull out the chair. Hail her cab. This was back in 2015 before Uber got super popular, I guess. So hail her cab. Open the door. You can never go wrong with those. I beg to differ. I've actually had guys just as recently as today tell me they've stopped opening doors for women because they've gotten attitude for opening the door. I know of a story of somebody
that's craziness.
who went into a subway, not the restaurant, but the transportation method. They were sitting down, and a woman who appeared to be of a certain age got on. They stood up to offer the woman the seat, and she was like, "No, I don't need that." So
I don't need that.
now, when you get that kind of attitude for being kind, does that encourage you to continue to be kind or not?
Not at all. That's terrible.
That's a lot of what's happening. So, ladies, do a little research. Ask men, have they ever gotten an attitude for being chivalrous, or have they heard of anybody getting an attitude for being chivalrous? Because that's all it takes. For
No,
example,
that's true. It's like getting your hand slapped.
yeah. So us getting an attitude for being chivalrous is kind of like you walking down the street and somebody saying sexual remarks about you. Makes you uncomfortable. It
So
makes you
you
uncomfortable.
stop doing it.
Now, even if it's not happened to you, if somebody tells you it's happened to them, that kind of puts you on guard too.
Right.
And the same thing here. Yes, or getting your face slapped. I hope that hasn't happened, Karen. But yes, that we could do a whole show about how face slapping used to be the worst thing that could happen to a guy, but now some guys would wish it would only be that mild, considering all the things that could go
I was going to
wrong.
say, I know some
Yeah,
people might like it.
yeah. Hey, that's a very different show. We should bring an expert in to talk about people who like getting slapped. Maybe we'll have Christian Grey come on and bring his blindfold and do a little show for us. He can be in studio with you, Elaine. I'll be commenting. So, what did we learn today, folks? What did we learn from this article? We learned that there are three types of women who like chivalry. The
Supposedly.
princess, who thinks that she's entitled to it because mom and dad said you were wonderful. Then we also have the feminist, and the feminist is the person who believes in equality, but might still, on occasion, decide that it's okay for you to open the door. Um, she only interprets chivalry as negative or condescending when she does, and you don't know when that's going to be, so good luck. And then we have the mixed messages woman, which is basically a minefield in the form of a woman.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so I don't know. So this article, I think, had really good intentions. I think the best part of it, the best thing in this article was when it said, "Do not compliment a beautiful woman because she's used to it. You're not going to sound original." That piece was absolute brilliance. Any final comments from you, Elaine, about our article and its guidance regarding chivalry?
No, not at all. But I did promote our show tonight, and I said that anybody who made comments tonight on the show would be eligible to win a free love reading.
Ooh.
So
So
I
how do they
was
find out who gets the free love reading? Are we going to put the names on a little pip basket?
no,
Or...
no, no, no. I need everybody who wrote comments if they would put a number from 1 to 10 in the comments. So if
Ah,
somebody already chose a number, pick another number. So everybody who would like to have a reading, it's just a quick, short love reading. We'll do it privately over Zoom or on the phone. Just okay. So everybody put a
time is
number
up
if you'd like
small.
a
We have a
reading.
7.
1 to 10. Put the number in. Patty in. Claudia, somebody picked 7 already, so pick another number, Claudia. Kevin already picked 7.
Claudia disagrees. Claudia
There
thinks
you go.
that
Okay,
any
David
woman would like to
won.
be
David
complimented.
won. Woo, woo, woo.
All right.
Yep, he won. He picked 8. That
David,
was
you
my
won.
number.
Congratulations, David.
Yeah. Sorry, Claudia. He picked it first. I'll be in touch with you,
I love it.
David.
Claudia's like, 8, 8. That's just great. All right. Well, everybody, this is our show for today. Um, This is our show for today. We were discussing this week chivalry. If you have a topic you'd like to have us take apart for you, an article,
Yeah.
maybe a video you want us to react to, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah,
Drop
send
us
in.
a comment. Drop us a comment. Also, if you are a single who's tired of online dating and you're above age 50, Elaine's got something for you. Elaine, tell them how they can get in touch with you and your wonderful matchmaking services.
Okay. Well, I have a Facebook page at Dynamic Introductions. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on the World Wide Web. I do have a web page. I'm easy to find, to call or to text at 603-262-1560.
There you go. That
Easy
is how you
peasy.
can find Elaine. And this is for you, gentlemen, for you, fellas, for you guys. If you've ever been called sweet, nice, if you've ever been told, if you've ever been told, hey, don't ever change, I wish there were more guys like you, and you are getting hugs and handshakes instead of kisses, I am the coach for you. I understand your plight. I know what it is like to be that guy, and I can help you go above and beyond that and be the type of guy women start to notice and start to say things to like, "You're so bad. You're so mean. Oh, stop it." While she's rubbing her shoulders against you. You're going to start to be the kind of guy that she looks forward to seeing and has a good time with, and the guy who makes her blush and giggle. If you want to be that guy instead of the guy who gets the handshakes, drop me a line here, send a direct message with the Assign Yourself dating page, or you can find me at grichard360.com. We will see you all next week. Thank you for watching the show, and thank you all for your comments today. Thank you, Greg. We just saw your comment. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Sarah. We will see
Nice to
you
see
all
you,
next week.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining. See you next week.